man, you're getting close to 30. That's crazy.
What do you think? What do people do when they turn 30? Like, I feel like this year, now that I turned 28, I mean, I don't really, I'm going to Greece for 2 weeks with my queen, but outside of that, I don't really know, you know,
When I
how
turn
people feel
30, some people think it's sad. I think it's nice. Like some people don't live to see 30. I know some of my friends didn't live to see 30, so I celebrate it.
Do you when you turned 30, did you think about the times that you had hair?
See, and now no, I did not.
Brother, I'm just asking questions.
Oh, okay. That's a very no, I did not think about my hair when I turned 30. But thank you for asking.
Hold on. So tell me this then.
Okay.
Is How long is too long of a vacation? Because this year I'm going on what is right now the longest vacation of my life, 2 weeks in Greece. But most who go to Europe, I'm finding they go for it. A week is like a minimum.
Yeah, I feel like for by the time if you do only do a week in Europe, by the time you travel, get used to the time, it's time to go home. So I feel like if you're going to like Greece or Europe, 2 weeks definitely, 1 week to get adjusted, then like a couple days to get adjusted, then you have a solid like 7 to 8 days of
To
just
just be outside.
vacationing. Yeah, and then you go home for 2 days or whatever. For me, it's a week. I've never been to Europe. I've never been across the pond. Like a week for
Yeah.
me feels great. But yeah, if I go to like if I went across the pond, 2 weeks because everything that goes into it's going to take you 2 days to get
But
there.
see, I mean, it basically take like we're gonna leave at 8:20 p.m. Eastern time. We'll get to Greece probably like 1 p.m. Greece time. They're like 5 or 6
Okay,
hours ahead.
yeah, but your
So it's
body's
like a
going.
nine. It's like a 9 or 10 hour flight. So yeah, it's gonna um it's gonna be a bitch, but I don't know.
I think 2 weeks in Greece or in Europe is again like you get there. It'll take a day or two to get over the jet lag. Probably another day to get used to the time, and then you just be outside for 7, 8 days, and you go home.
If you were on vacation for 14 days,
Yep.
what day during that vacation do you try to go to bed at like a reasonable hour so that because you need to recover
Mm,
some?
I'm old. So I would say day 10 or 11.
Day 10?
Day 10
So
or
you
11.
mean to tell me you went 9 days hard?
What's our definitions of hard are two totally hard for me is going out to dinner and then going to the bar for like two
I'm
drinks.
talking about like
That's
you was lit. How many days consecutive?
oh two
Go
at the
ahead.
max. Two at the max.
Two.
Two.
Two. My brother
I
in
might
Christ.
and
You
that's a
old, but
stretch.
we gotta
Like
keep you inside.
if hey man, I want to be inside. I'm an inside cat now. We got him.
We got him. My man, we got a great show lined up for the people tonight.
We do.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 142 of Speak On It. I am the good
The birthday
brother, because you
boy.
already know I am. It is my birthday. You already know when you see this Nas fade, it could only be one brother, the good brother, Los D Mix. Yes, we are back. Behind me, you see the Knicks and the Pacers have just kicked off. Danny, how are you doing?
Oh man, I'm great. Again, we have a great show planned ahead. We're going to talk a lot of football, not a lot of football, a little bit. We'll talk a lot of basketball, a lot of NBA playoffs, a lot of WNBA. There's some NHL. Kyle, I hope you're in here. There's some NHL in here. I'm not gonna lie, D gonna get the ice on that because I ain't watched a lick of hockey
Listen,
all
man, I just
playoffs.
know that I watch a little bit of it, but if you ask me to recollect it, I'm a listen. We'll get to it. We'll get to it.
We'll get to it. But we're gonna get started off in NFL. Um, Dudes is getting paid, so we're gonna start with Jared Goff. Jared Goff got 53 million a year, 212 million total. I saw something today, like stat for stat, he's essentially Matt Stafford, numbers wise. Now I don't want to say talent wise, but D, do you think this is worth the money?
First off, I don't like the Jared Goff hate. Jared Goff, who is my QB 1.5 in Dynasty,
Yes.
he gets the job done. Let me tell you something. If you're the Lions in this current QB climate, I think this makes a lot of sense. Let's go ahead and get our QB paid, because when the best QB in the division, Jordan Love, gets paid, it's some banks getting broken over here. So we might as well break this deal first, so that now Green Bay and Jordan Love's agent are having a very different conversation right now, right?
Oh, 100%.
So I think that's definitely I think it's definitely a smart move by Detroit to go ahead and lock Jared Goff up now. I also think for Jared Goff, I mean, this is a team that believed in you, traded for you. You've done nothing but, put this team on your back and let them in a direction that they haven't seen in well over a quarter of a century. I feel like if you're committed to them and they're committed to you, I feel like a number can be worked out. I think when you're at this point, I mean, when you're talking 50 million a year, I think, you want to get to a deal that feels friendly to everyone. But I think if you ask Jared, 50 or 53, like, yeah, 53 sounds nice, but I don't think he's turned down 50 either. I think he has that level of commitment and love for the Lions organization. So shout out to Jared Goff. I'm not going to hate on a man getting paid, and shout out to the Lions. I think they got their QB. We'll see. We'll see. What you think?
The Lions took a page out of the book of High Roseman. I'm going to pay my quarterback and screw my division rival at the same time. Yeah, I love it. Like,
you think that's what the Eagles did to the Cowboys?
100%.
Tell me how.
They paid AJ Brown, they paid Devontae Smith, they paid Jalen Hurts, all while Dak is sitting there waiting for his contract, all while CeeDee Lamb is waiting for a contract. Like it's the same thing, right? We're gonna set the market. We're not going to let the market dictate to us. And I think that's a great way to move. That's a great way to do business. And like you said, now Jordan, like that's not, if you're Jordan Love. Well, I don't know if you're Jordan because you haven't been to an NFC Championship game. You haven't been to a Super Bowl. You don't have the same resume. But I think Jordan Love's going to be like, yo, 53 million a year. That's the floor. Like, make it 55.
Ooh, 55. J Love.
What's that he does this? Because this is the second to last year on his deal, right? Coming up.
I believe so. Around that time frame.
Yeah. So this time next year, hopefully he would be extended. But in the meantime, while that's happening, who else is going to get extended? Patrick Mahomes is probably going to get another extension. Dak's going to get his extension. I know I'm forgetting somebody. Maybe is Joe or Josh up for another extension? Tua might get extended. Like there's some QBs that are going to get extended between now and then. And again, the price of the brick just keeps going up after every contract.
I'm glad you mentioned Mahomes. If you're Mahomes, knowing that you're eventually due for an extension, but seeing as he's winning at such a high level, where do you think he draws the line between wanting to make sure he gets paid adequately, but also wanting to make sure they keep as much as of this team intact as possible so he can compete for as many Super Bowls as possible?
I feel like Patrick is taking, like, I don't need to be the highest paid quarterback, but if I'm like in the top 5, that's cool.
You think so?
Yeah. Because here's the thing, like when you're the highest paid in the NFL, it like lasts for 2 days. Right? Like Jalen Hurts is the highest paid QB for like 48 hours. AJ Brown was the highest paid receiver for like a day and a half. So what does it really mean? You give your agent, 24 hours to gloat?
How long do you think Anton Winfield is going to be the highest paid DB in the league at 4 years, $84.1 million?
That's a good question. Because I don't know who else is up. Like, who's next? Kyle Hamilton? Like, Kyle, this is year 3 and you got his 5th-year option. Like, who's next that can challenge that? Who can demand that kind of money? Like, who's up? Sauce Gardner? Like, is Sauce coming up?
Bro, that's what, 20? That's 21 mil a year?
Yeah, like I think maybe Sauce. Like Sauce might be the next one. But again, like this is what year? Is this year 3 for Sauce or year 4? I feel like this is year 3. So you still got 3 more years of Sauce on his rookie deal. Like who's coming up that can challenge that kind of money?
Bro, that's a DB making that type of money. Here's my thing. I feel like teams have to structure these deals in a way where let's get you at least half of this money up front. So that way, if you stink up the joint in a few years, we can find a way to get out of it, but at least you got your money.
Mm-hmm. What's this is giving real Jamal Adams, right? When Jamal Adams got paid by Seattle, and then it just fell off the rails. And then he went to the Jets. Now he's back in Seattle. I hope this doesn't turn into that contract, but it's giving real.
What do you think's more famous, Jamal Adams and his football legacy, or the meme of him not being able to get into the Jets facility?
The meme, 100%. Like
You
once
think
upon
so?
a time, it was his football career, but now it's the meme. If you see that meme, more fans will not know who that is compared to those who do know who that is. But if that were Patrick Mahomes in that meme, I'm pretty sure everyone would know, yo, that's Patrick Mahomes. He's correct for Chiefs. Like more people would know Jamal Adams from the meme than him being a professional football player.
You think so?
I mean,
We got to put out a poll after this, maybe on Twitter.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea.
What do you know Jamal Adams for? His football legacy and stats, or the meme?
They can't get
if you got to think about the meme, you don't even know.
You don't even know, or you just post the meme and say, "Who's the guy in this meme? What does he do for a living?"
Speaking of what are people doing for a living, the Chiefs begin their regular season trying to become the first team to three-peat at home versus the Ravens, and then week 2 they're facing the Bengals. Danny, thoughts on the back-to-back AFC North matchups to begin the year for our defending Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs?
It kind of feels like the league is trying to set them up, because remember last year they got off to that slow start, but it was against the Lions and it was against teams that it really didn't matter. But if you come out slow against the Ravens and the Bengals, like you're way behind the 8 ball in regards to the race for the 1 seed, and you're really going to have to be on your P's and Q's for the rest of the season. On the other hand, if you come out and you go 2-0 against the Bengals and the Ravens, you're in great shape for the tiebreakers in the AFC when we get later in the season. I love it. I think Ravens Chiefs was the only choice you had for the opener, a rematch of the AFC Championship game.
Really?
Yeah, like who else? I mean, you can't do the Bills. The Bills, I think that we've all accepted.
I actually, believe it or not, I actually wanted like a Chargers Chiefs season opener.
Really? The Chargers always play the Chiefs great, but I don't like. Are you confident in the Chargers offense right now?
Why not? What if you're going to give him a game? Why not put Jim Harbaugh on the biggest stage versus the defending Super Bowl champions? Or do you want to put him in a game where it's specifically spotlighting him before the game?
I would prefer Harbaugh's debut to be like a Monday Night Football game against the Raiders.
Well, now that's the Jets at the Niners this year.
Oh yeah, that is the Jets and Niners. I mean, I'm okay with that, but I'm just saying, like, because those are, or maybe give the Chargers the Sunday night game, Sunday night versus the Raiders, Jim Harbaugh's debut, and if the game sucks, we can go to bed here on the East Coast.
You know what that Sunday night game should have been? Right there in beautiful Philadelphia, Lincoln Financial Field. Packers versus Eagles, Sunday Night Football to start the season out.
But no, we got to go to Brazil.
Can we talk for a second?
Yes.
Fucking Sam Paulo? Are you not? Is this not some bullshit to you two?
A Friday night?
Yeah. Yo, NFL, what if I'm trying to?
Not on Friday, you not. And then did you read the story about the locals and like wearing green? So apparently in Sao Paulo, Brazil, the rival in soccer wears green, so you're not allowed to wear green in that area. Like it can be dangerous. So you can bring 2 teams whose primary colors are green,
including one team that wears fucking cheese on their head. Yo, NFL, tell me right now. Yo, Daddy, let's be honest here. Can we have a for real conversation?
Mm-hmm.
How many of our skin folk are making the trip from
0
Philly or Green Bay to Sao Paulo, Brazil to watch the Eagles and the Packers play?
That's not a family member or a media member who gets to go for free. 0. I ain't flying to Brazil.
Walk me through right now how you would try to convince your mama, pause, or respectfully, how you would try to convince her to go with you down to Brazil to watch the Eagles and the Packers play.
My mom or my wife?
Either or.
I don't. When there's nothing in Brazil. Like, I don't even know how you. Hey, dear, you trying to fly to Brazil for an Eagles game? She's like, dog, I barely want to drive to Philadelphia for an Eagles game. What makes you think I want to
Do you
jump on a
think your
plane?
homies would understand? Like, could you think you can get the boys in?
Oh yeah, the boys. Oh yeah, because prostitution is legal in Brazil, right?
The fuck is going on around here? Yo, yo.
I think it'd be very easy to convince the fellas to jump on a plane and go to Brazil. 100%.
You're just gonna throw your people under the bus, not you though.
I'm just saying, not like
Peace,
I'm just
blessings,
like,
and salute.
hey man, it'd be very easy to talk the homies into going to Brazil, but
I'm mad. I'm tired about that. Like, why the fuck we gotta? I want Jordan Love to experience the Philly booze as he throws his 4th touchdown pass for a 35-7 lead
LOL.
with 4 minutes left in the
Well,
fourth.
and then the Eagles lose a home game because that's a home game for the Eagles. So the Eagles lose a home game.
Yeah, the Packers damn sure weren't about to lose a home game.
Like, what do we? I mean, the Eagles have dodged going international for like the past 7 years. Like, it was inevitable, right? Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I had a feeling it was coming, but man, lose a home game in Brazil. Kenny Moore.
How do you feel about the league trying to expand internationally in that way outside of the London games and the Europe games?
I mean, good luck. Like the problem is, like, do these places that you're trying to expand the game in, do they have the facilities to support? Because football is an expensive sport, right? Basketball, you just need a hoop and a ball. Baseball, you just need a bat, a ball, and a field. Like football, you need pads and cleats and football and helmets. Like, it's expensive.
Yo, NFL, listen. Listen, NFL, y'all are predominantly Afro-American league. Our skin folk ain't going to no damn Brazil. Europe, you can maybe get it off.
Yeah, Europe, sure.
You know, I ain't gonna say that because we do have some skin folk that do be in Brazil.
Well, I'm saying, especially for someone like me, like I could talk my wife here. You want to go to London, and then one day we just happen to go to an NFL game. Now you can do that. Brazil a little different.
I like it. What about fantasy? Anything in the fantasy world?
It's been quiet. I feel like people are strategizing and business is going to pick up this summer.
How are you feeling as you look at your team and you're trekking towards towards the regular season in our dynasty league? How are any moves you think you need to make, or you feel like you're set and you're just getting your guys ready for week 1?
I think there's some depth moves that I can make. I think my starters are set. Like, starters are fine. Like, I'm pretty comfortable with my starters. I need to take Zach Charbonnet off the taxi squad. I need to find a spot for the taxi squad for somebody. And yeah, for me, it's just depth. I feel like I need a little bit more depth at running back. I'm not really too amped on that. I feel like I'm okay wide receiver. I got plenty of tight ends. Like, for me, it's a little bit more depth. If I could trade a tight end for a running back or a tight end for like a future pick, that's about it for me.
Okay, you got a tough opening matchup. I can tell you that.
I got Rojo week 1.
Yeah, which would be hilarious. That's he gonna have to put hands on you after that comment about that paint.
Wait, what did I say?
Remember that paint on this wall?
Oh yeah.
Oh, let me tell you something. I'm feeling optimistic about my team right now. I think, obviously we added a lot of young receivers: Troy Franklin, Roman Wilson, Jermaine Burton, Javon Baker, and of course Malik Neighbors and Jamison Williams. So, led by Mike Evans and DeAndre Hopkins, I'm feeling good. But we'll see if Devon Achane takes the step. Can Ramondre Stevenson get back to his full health? Devin Singletary, another interesting one. I'm curious to see what Tyjae Spears starts to do. Like, does he turn into an RB1? Chase Brown, Marshawn Lloyd, Keaton Mitchell, or just other young guys that I have. So, I feel like we can make a playoff push. I think for the Las Vegas Horned Ducks, the biggest thing on our agenda is just making it to the playoffs, and then from there, we dance. Speaking of dancing, me and you were chatting last week about a slow draft that I was in for a 12-team Super Flex Dynasty League. That team has finished drafting. Danny, let me read you my starters.
Go for it.
So this is 12 teams, Super Flex, 1.5, 1.5 point tight end premium. So my starting lineup is QB Patrick Mahomes. Running backs 1 and 2 is Josh Jacobs and Rachaad White. Wide receiver 1 and 2 is Tyreek Hill and Amari Cooper. Tight end is George Kittle. My flexes right now are Calvin Ridley, Zamir White, and Lad McConkey. And then in my super flex, I have Jaden Daniels.
I like it. I think the only thing you and I were talking to in the draft, like if you could have got that McDaniels Scary Terry stack, but someone swiped him right before, right? Like the pick before someone swiped Scary.
Yeah. I got swiped a few times. It's the disadvantage of having pick 101.
Yeah.
I feel like at like depth wise, I got backups. I got backups both old and young at all positions. So for quarterback, my backups are Drew Lock and Aaron Rodgers. So that Drew Lock one is a shot in the dirt, but if Daniel Jones isn't healthy, he could. Who knows? Yep. Running back, Frank Gore, Devin Singletary, and Rico Dowdle. Have optimism in Rico Dowdle because the Cowboys didn't draft a running back, and so it was just him and Zeke.
Crazy.
Singletary we already know about, and then Frank Gore Jr. Who knows what that running back room in Buffalo looks like? I don't know. Do we know James Cook can hold up at that size? And if not, if they want a more bruiser back, Frank Gore Jr. gets them yards. Listen to these wide receivers, backups. A.T. Perry from the Saints. I don't know if you heard of him.
Yep.
Brandon Cooks, Josh Reynolds, DJ Chark, Darius Slayton, and Khalil Shakir. And then for tight ends, remember my starting tight end is George Kittle. My backups are Zach Ertz, Dallas Goedert, and Cade Otton.
I'm shocked you got Dallas Goedert. That was another one you and I were talking about when Goddard was on the board. I know he's been hurt. I know he's going to be like the fourth option in that Eagles offense, but still, man.
Yeah.
Like Kellen Moore loves a tight end.
I feel like if Zach Ertz, Dallas Goedert, or even Cade Otton starts to pop up next season, one of them can definitely be fit into my flex spot since I have that, that little bit of a premium.
Or they could be trade bait since there's a premium.
Yeah, that too. And then listen to my taxi squad. So I have Cornelius Johnson, wide receiver for the Chargers, Cody Schrader, running back for the Niners, insurance back in case CMC ever gets hurt. And then here's an interesting one. Spencer Radler for the Saints.
Oh,
they would get him, and I'm stashing him on my taxi squad. Who knows? He could mess around and
Chris Olave is there. I think Chris Olave can make anyone look good.
He's a great receiver, is he not?
Excellent.
I'm really excited for this league. I'm really trying to do better in this league at holding on to the people I draft. That's why I drafted so meticulously and tried to draft as much depth as possible. The other thing I'm trying to do is not trying to give up draft picks for players out of like desperation or just trying to really think through trades, trying to be smart about everything. I honestly think I have a really underrated running back room. Josh Jacobs, Rachaad White, Zamir White. Excuse me. Those are three fairly young running backs, but they are running back ones on their teams.
Yeah.
And I mean, outside of Josh Jacobs, who may have a timeshare with Marshawn Lloyd, I don't know if either one of them has really any competition for touches.
And the Josh Jacobs and Rachaad White, that was back to back, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then who knows? Devin Singletary might kick up. Rico Dowdle, he might be something. So I think this team, I think I saw somewhere someone did like dynasty rankings. They had my team in like the bottom half. And I just looked at my roster and I was like, man, there's no way this is the bottom half roster. This team can. If Jaden Daniels turns out to be who I think he is, and Lad McConkey has a wide receiver one type of year for the Chargers, those are two draft picks that overperformed.
I would like to see after a year what the rankings would be then, because I think yours is in the bottom half because you're relying, like it's a lot of relying on rookies. But the thing is, you only got to hit on two of them.
Hit on two of them, And then if my running backs just stay healthy and do their job, I feel like Amari Cooper and Tyreek Hill, I know what they're going to do. And then we know about Patty. So,
and we know about Patty.
Yeah, we know about Patty. I was so mad I couldn't get that Xavier Worthy pick, but sometimes it be like that.
Oh yeah, they got sniped in front of you too.
I'm telling you, man. I got some bad luck. Speaking of luck, behind me, oh my goodness, DiVincenzo just hit TJ McConnell right upside the head.
Good.
Who do you think's winning, the Pacers or the Knicks?
I'm gonna say the Pacers only because, as the title of the show hints at, in the dirt, that's what Tom Thibodeau does. Like at some point you're going to lose the war of attrition. I feel like the Knicks are at that point.
Well, when you begun answering, the Pacers were up by 1. By the time you finished, the Knicks went up by 1. But we can start there. Series is tied at 2-2. They're playing a pivotal game 5 behind us. Indy won a pair of games at home over the weekend.
Yep.
What are your thoughts on this series? And who do you think is probably going to pull out this game 5 behind me?
I really want to root for the Knicks, right? The Knicks are fun. The Knicks are amazing. Jalen Brunson is just defying everything. He's doing things small guards shouldn't do. But again, for me, is that team so banged up? What are they playing? 7 right now? 6?
Yeah.
Yeah, like the longer this series goes on, like the more that's going to be a factor. So if they can win tonight, I think they'll win the series. But I think the Pacers will win tonight. I think the Pacers will win in 6.
New York, what's up? We here? Listen, I've seen enough. I'm done playing with y'all. The Knicks are like that. Jalen Brunson is like that. The Knicks are going to win this series.
I hope
the Knicks
so.
are going to win this game.
I hope
this
so.
Series, this will be the last game this series played inside of the Garden.
Oh.
We not coming back to the Garden.
Oh, this
ends in Indy.
We
not coming. Not we, but they.
Okay.
Because I'm speaking like I'm inside their locker room. Is what I'm telling my peoples inside the locker room at the Knicks. Is we not coming back to the Garden for game 7. We're gonna beat them tonight, and then we're gonna beat them in game 6, and then we're gonna get ready for Boston. If I'm New York, that's what I'm thinking. Beat them tonight, beat them Thursday. Get ready for Boston this weekend.
I hope so. Like Knicks Boston is a lot more appealing than Pacers Boston. No one's
did beat the Celtics during the regular season.
That's great. You gonna stay up to watch Boston, Indiana?
Hell yeah! I mean, if that's to see who's gonna play the Timberwolves or Nuggets in the finals, then I'm here for it.
Okay.
Speaking of Boston, what do you think of that shellacking going down in that series? It's 3-1. The Cavs lost last night. I believe it was game 5 or game 4. Yeah, they lost. They lost 4 last night
with no Donovan Mitchell.
And Donovan Mitchell didn't play, which was kind of a shock to me because it had to have came at the buzzer. I thought he was playing.
Boston's not going to get challenged until the finals, and that's either great or not great. And I don't know. It depends on who they have to play. Will determine if it's great or if it's not great. If you have to play Denver and you ain't been tested, oh buddy,
you don't think that New York poses the team that could give Boston fits in the regular season?
I don't think New York is healthy enough. If they're playing 6 or 7 deep, and Boston can go 8, 9 deep.
They're calling you to come try out for the team.
Yeah, right. Like they're every tall person in New York. You want to play for the Knicks? Come play for the Knicks.
It depends on how much they're paying and how much you're taking out for state taxes.
Oh yeah, New York tax the hell out of you. But I'm saying like that. Who's there? Like who's there?
Yo, are you trying to discredit the great hooping ability of Alec Burke?
No, but I'm saying, do you want to rely on Alec Burke on the night where Jalen may not be cooking?
You motherfucking right.
Okay, well then you go with
Alec Burke, little Trey McBride. Listen, I keep telling y'all, and I gonna say it again. Knicks, Knickerbockers. Yeah, I said it.
I knew it was coming. I felt like I knew you wanted to get that off.
This series not coming back to the Garden, Knicks. Handle business.
Can I ask you a
Mellow out.
question? Can you give me some hope in this Mavs OKC series? It's 2-2. Mavs collapsed last night. Luka can't hit his free throws. He can't shoot the three.
I'm watching this game, and the Mavs are up, and I'm like, all right, 3-1. That's a good lead. And I just watched this whole thing evaporate, and my jaw just dropped. Pause. What the hell? How they do this so fast?
I went to bed after the first, and I was like, Lou Dort got those 2 fouls. The ref finally said you can't be a linebacker anymore. And I woke up this morning and saw they lost by 4. That's the series. Like, that's the kind of stuff that costs you a series. You just can't give games away, man. Especially the one seed.
You said he played like a what?
Did you watch the game Saturday when Lou Dort was playing like a linebacker? When Lou Dort was he threw Kyrie in the stands. He was kneeing Luka.
Lou Dort got a little Fred Warner in his game.
Dog, he got a little Ray Lewis in his game. I thought he was about to kill somebody. I thought he was about to murder somebody.
Nah, you little Ed Reed. He got a little Ed Reed in him.
Like he got those 2 fouls in the first, and I was like, oh yeah, we fine.
No, y'all weren't fine because once SGA got to cooking, it was.
Oh, the foul merchant.
That's hate because he was hitting some. He was hitting some really, really contested twos last night in that game.
Yeah, he didn't hit a single 3 last night. Everything was mid range. It's a beauty to watch.
And like, y'all kept letting. That was the thing. Y'all kept letting him get to his spots in the mid range.
That's what PJ Washington's for, dog. That's why you're here. Luka, the 3 not falling. You don't have the lift. Just drive, dog. Like you're 6'8".
What do you think about Patrick Beverley and his incident with that lady that's now gotten him a 4-game suspension?
How you gonna serve a 4-game suspension when he playing in another country?
So, ladies and gentlemen, I want everyone to know that is Danny Ocean who says that Patrick Beverley will be serving his suspension as part of the Shanghai Sharks.
Yes,
not Los D-backs. Not Los D-backs. I can tell you that. What about the other series out west? Nuggets and T-Wolves. Nuggets won 2 in a row after the T-Wolves kind of stomped them out. They play a really big game 5 after this Pacers-Knicks game. What are your thoughts on the series, and who do you think wins the big swing game 5?
Karl Anthony Towns, I hope you did not buy Minnesota because you are being traded this offseason, buddy.
What?
Karl Anthony Towns? And who's gonna be upset about leaving Minnesota, right? Oh no, I get to leave. Nah, him or one of them got to go, and it ain't gonna be Rudy.
Why would you trade Cat? And for what reason would you trade him to begin with?
Do you think you can win a championship with Karl Anthony Towns as your second best player?
If you're losing to the eventual champs who have proven to be the best team pretty much majority of the season.
But you got to build a roster to beat those guys. Right? To beat the man, you got to beat the man. So how do I beat the man?
Attrition, health?
Nah, dog. Karl Anthony Towns. I don't know where you're going, but Karl not gonna be there next year.
You don't think he's going? What do you think? Who do you think would be good trade partners for the Timberwolves potentially?
That I don't know. I haven't thought this through all the way. I just have a feeling.
Just throwing out ideas.
Well, I tell you the possession. Anthony Edwards is guarding Nikola Jokic in the post, and Rudy and Karl are just standing there, not doing anything.
If you're Atlanta, do you keep the number 1 overall pick or do you trade it?
Depending on what you can get.
It's crazy the year they get it. It's a year where the draft is not really even being.
Yeah, like who breaking their back to get the number 1 pick from Atlanta this year?
Yo, the Hawks trying to trade that pick, talking about some shake that ass for Drake. Now shake that ass for me. I'll give you a free pick for free.
Did you just make that up?
Yeah,
that's funny.
Listen, I got a little comedy in my game. Listen, I think the winner of the game tonight between the Nuggets and Timberwolves is going to win the series. I think.
Yes.
I think for Minnesota, if I was them, I would really stick to my defensive game plan. I would rev on how and why we keep giving up these easy passes to Jokic and what we can do to stop it. And I think they might be able to get back to their ways from previous previous games.
Shout out Ant-Man. He's great.
That brother's a monster.
Yeah. He's a superstar at 22, which is
Also,
crazy.
if y'all listen to Ant-Man in these press conferences, it makes sense why he talked to that girl that way in the messages.
Hilarious. Did you hear the Aaron Gordon when he was leaving?
What?
So, Aaron Gordon, I think he went like 11 or 12 from the field. He's doing his post-game interview, and then he leaves, and I guess he sees Aaron Gordon's stat line, and he says Aaron Gordon and starts laughing under his breath. Like this, there's no way that's going to happen again. Like that's the vibe.
When Aaron Gordon has them games against your team and you're watching it, it's funny. But when it's your team, that should be so sickening. Listen, Timberwolves fans, join the couch with us Lakers fans. We've been there before. Speaking of been here before, Jokic, third MVP in 4 years. How solidified is that boy?
Oh, he is.
What happened to that boy? The song that started chaos.
Yeah, right. Who would have thought the slow burn? Nah, man. That's it. Like I was a Jokic hater, big Jokic hater. I can't hate on that man no more.
Why?
I mean, my criticism of him was he puts up all these numbers for these Vorp dorks, and he folds in the playoffs. He's won a championship. He's on his way to winning back-to-back championship, back-to-back Finals MVPs, 3 MVPs out of 4 years. All right, man, I ain't got nothing for you. You the best player in the world.
You sound like Drake when Not Like Us dropped. You put that picture out talking about that was fun, summer vibes loading. Yo, Drake, by the way, thank you for confirming the L that we all knew you took.
Yeah, it's one thing to deny the L, but it's another thing to say, yeah, he got me. It makes the healing process a lot faster and more efficient.
Way more efficient. Listen, I think Jokic is top 10 centers.
Yeah, it's hard. If he wins back-to-back, it's going to be hard. Now we're talking like Hakeem area, like Hakeem
and Shaq.
I don't know about Shaq. We ain't in Shaq yet.
True.
We ain't in Shaq yet.
All right, on to the WNBA. How do you feel about Candace Parker and her retirement?
Actually, I have a whole. I think it's going to change the way the Aces play basketball, but they lost her early last year. So last year they were 16-2 with her, and then they were 34-6 without her. So they figured out how to play. I just think Candace, her presence and her experience play a part even when she's on the bench. But I think the Aces will be fine over the league is more competitive this year than last year, so maybe their record won't be as good as it was last year. But I think the Aces overall as a team will be fine, even if their record doesn't reflect that.
Do you see the Aces going back to back to back?
So actually, no, I do not. I don't see the Aces three-peating. I have the Aces in the finals against the Liberty, but I think the Liberty have another year under their belt, and I think the Liberty, and this is going to be hard to say because I still think the Aces can three-peat. The odds are so low of doing that.
Really?
I mean, yeah, like the health luck. Now, granted, Chelsea Gray hurt her foot in the finals last year. She's scheduled to come back, I believe, this week. She has to get in basketball shape. Like, there's so much that's going to happen between now and the finals. Like, who has home court? I mean, that's determined. Like, it's going to be hard. I'm picking the Liberty, but I hope the Aces win.
Listen, you know who I'm rooting for. My team. Been a lifelong fan. Los Angeles Sparks.
So I have tiers of my playoff predictions, and I have LA that they can make some noise, right? So there are 12 teams. 8 of the 12 teams make it. The locks are going to be Vegas, New York, Seattle, Phoenix, Connecticut. The odds, Atlanta, if you're NBA, a WNBA League Pass membership, Atlanta's going to be a very fun team. They're young. They have a lot of energy. They got Jordan Cannon from the Sparks. She plays great defense. It's going to be a lot of fun. If there's a WNBA team to watch on WNBA League Pass, it's Atlanta. And then I think Minnesota, year 2 of Diamond Miller, Nafisa Collier is a superstar. And then who can make some noise? Dallas, because Satu Sabally is hurt till August. Your Sparks, Indiana, they're struggling right now. Caitlin Clark only has 7 points at half, 2 fouls. She's only made 1 3. In Chicago, we'll see how Camila Cardozo and Angel Reese go together, but we don't know because Cardozo hurt her shoulder. She's out for 4 weeks. So if they get healthy.
Wait, is that who sprained their shoulder for like who sprained their shoulder like last week or something?
Yeah. So Cardoza got surgery. So she got surgery on that shoulder, and she is out. Hold on, I have her here. Yeah, she's out for a while.
Really?
Yeah, so she had surgery. She's out for a while. The other big injury is Chelsea Gray hurt her foot in the final. She comes back this week. Brittany Griner broke her toe in Phoenix, so she's out for a while. Satu Sabli shoulder, she's out to August. And Lena Deladon in Washington. They're looking forward to next year anyway, so it doesn't matter. She's out for personal reasons. She doesn't want to play for that team. That team is young, very young. They are the opposite of Atlanta in regards to league pass watch. I wouldn't. I mean, if you like Shakira Austin, she can hoop, but I wouldn't spend much time watching the Mystics this year, unless you're a Mystics fan.
Washington just got to take their team and move it to like the hood. That'll get them appreciated.
They're on Southeast. They're in Southeast DC.
Touche about that, brother. Touche about that. Who do you have as your WNBA champion?
I have the Aces and the Liberty in a rematch. I have the Liberty, but I would not be shocked if Seattle or Connecticut made it over New York. It's going to be Vegas regardless. Oh, wow. I'm talking trash about the Mystics. They're down 1 to New York right now in the fourth quarter. That's what I deserve.
That was a hard foul. Yo, NBA players in them hard screens, yo, they be getting really tight
about
that.
It's the playoffs, man. It's the playoffs. You want to wrap us up with some hockey?
Uh-oh. Hardenstein was ready to fight. Oh, Burks put his hand in the face?
Yeah. Tell Hardenstein don't get hurt. He's the only big man they got.
Danny, talk to me. When you were 28, where were you at in life? Like, am I doing it right?
20. I mean, first of all, comparing yourself to others.
Did I know you when you were 28?
You did. Did you? No, we were. I think we met when I was 29, 30. But comparing yourself to others is a thief of joy. Was I married at 28? I don't think I was married. Was I? Yeah, I think I was getting married at 28. Yeah, definitely getting married at 28.
I'm not getting married at 28.
Again, comparing yourself to others, that is the thief of joy. Enjoy life where you're at right now. I wasn't going to Greece at 28 for 2 weeks. I hadn't bought a house, especially by myself at 28. You did at 27.
You know what's crazy? I thought about this earlier. Last March or whatever, my landlord, after I had been renting that apartment for a year, raised my rent, and I got so tight about it that I ended up just buying a condo out of pettiness. Love this condo. This year, my Altima just kind of dies on me. My insurance gives me 5 G's towards a new car, and now I'm getting a new car this year for my birthday. God, I don't know what you be saying around this time of year, but my pockets.
Keep saying it.
Listen, ladies and gentlemen, you could have been anywhere in the world, but you were here with Danny and us tonight. All we can do is say thank you. We appreciate you. We're going to be off for a couple weeks. I'm actually going to be on vacation in Greece starting Friday, so we'll be off for a couple weeks. And then by the time we come back, Danny, we'll be looking at conference championships or finals.
Yeah, we'll probably be talking about the finals preview in 2 weeks.
Yeah. How do you think I'm gonna be able to watch the NBA in Greece all the hours?
People watch the NBA in Greece all the time. You'll figure it out.
Okay. Should I get us out to a song? Man, this little did you know Doritos makes hard soda?
I did not. That must be a West Coast thing because it's not over here.
It's a little seltzer soda. It's kind of fly.
That's definitely not over here.
Couple of them, it get you loose off the goose.
Send us home, my man.
I ain't gonna hold you. Listen, if you see my stories from Friday on, don't watch them because guess what? I'm about to act a fool. Listen, you heard that new Gunna though?
No, I haven't got a chance to listen to. I've been listening to Not Like Us on replay. On repeat. It's so funny.
What is there a bar that you find yourself yelling out a lot from Not Like Us?
beat your ass and hide the Bible from like that is hilarious.
Beat your ass and hide the Bible. The guy watching. Ladies and gentlemen, sometimes you just gotta let a motherfucker know. Sometimes you just gotta pop out and show them.
Wop, wop, wop. We'll see y'all in 2 weeks.